Welcome back to Theory Hammer, my friends, where today we're going to be going over my new and hopefully improved Sister of Battle list, or Adepta Sororitas list, if you want to call them by that name. But today, we're going with the same detachment, so we're going to take the same enhancements. There's a couple of changes to the list, though, as you're probably aware if you've seen the other video. So we're just going to get right into it. But before we do, if you like these videos, thunderhammer that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit Nurgle's bell icon, leave a comment, and check out our other videos as well. Alright, so we are doing a Bringers of Flame detachment here. There are some proxies. I'm sorry, it's the way it goes. And there's a couple of things that aren't fully painted yet. But these are a new include because I actually got them and I actually got them done. So these are 3 Castigators, and I'll just start with those. Bringers of Flame. If we get within 12 inches, we have +1 strength for our ranged weapons. And then we also get assault on our ranged weapons. So pretty good stuff going on there. We've got some cool strats that I'll mention if it's necessary. But we'll start with the Castigators. They're a battle tank, they're a predator for sisters. They come with 3 heavy bolters, which I haven't bolted the front one on yet, but it'll get on there. They come with 3 heavy bolters, and I am taking the autocannons. So the autocannons, strength 9, AP 1, flat 3 damage, twin linked, and they're 8 shots if you're within 24. Pretty nice to have. They also get to pick a target that they shot at, and anything else that shoots at it gets +1 AP. So that becomes pretty interesting when you have multiples of these, and when you have proxy immolators. But when you also have flamers and things like that, it's cool. It's cool stuff. So we got 3 of these things. 150 points. Really, really good unit. They might go up in points at some point in a balance update, so if you're seeing this at that point, they've probably gone up at that point. Maybe they've come down. Who knows? But right now we've got 3. They're super duper good. The fact that they have a 6-up invuln with the Triumph makes them pretty annoying to kill because I can use a Miracle Dice to just make sure that it stays alive if I really, really need to, unless you're overkilling it. In that case, it doesn't really matter. But 3 Castigators are a really good mainstay battle tank. And when they have 3 heavy bolters tacked on there, and when you have immolators that are ignoring cover as well, that can get real silly real fast. You can have AP2 heavy bolters coming out of the next one with ignores cover. And then this one can rinse and repeat, or you can do some stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of stuff that these things allow you to do. They actually allow you to put +1 AP on multiple targets as well. The 3 Castigators are a mainstay. We're taking the Bringers of Flame so that they have assault and they're +1 strength for all the ranged weapons if they're within 12. I'll go over this little immolator next, which is not actually an immolator. The top of it is not painted. So it's a proxy immolator. The immolator, it's gonna have the multi-melta. It's got a heavy bolter, and it gets to ignore cover for something that it shoots at. It's really, really nice for these battle tanks and for things like Vahl, even though she doesn't really need it, but sometimes having that ignores cover at AP4 is actually pretty significant. You can go make things go to a 5-up then that have 2-up Armor of Contempt in cover. So, pretty nice to have the ignores cover on the immolator there. So we got an immolator. With the immolator, we have a unit of Dominions. The unit of Dominions splits in half. 1 unit kind of stays behind with the Simulacrum. The other 4 have Melta guns, and there's a Melta pistol on the Sergeant with a sword. They hop into the immolator, it scouts up 6 inches, and kind of just does what immolators do. We then have the Triumph, and she's probably by herself. I could technically attach her to this Battle Sister squad, but I normally don't, at least I haven't yet, playing this list. She's really good. She has a 6-inch aura of a bunch of different stuff. It's +2 Miracle Dice, +2 move, advance, and charge. Or, sorry, +2 move characteristic, +1 advance, and charge. So just outrageous movement on her. 6-up Feel No Pain, like +1 AP in combat or something like that. Really good. Super duper good unit, and by herself, I mean, she's 18 wounds, she's got a 4-up invuln, she has access to Miracle Dice. She also gives you a 6 every turn on your turn. Just an auto-include, even for her point cost, which is currently 190. Next, we have Vahl and her unit of suits. I did give them all the swords. I don't actually have the mace on this lady here. Let me know if that's the wrong choice. I prefer the swords at this point since they're strength 8 with the reroll to hit and wound. It's just nice to have that AP2. This unit is ridiculous in every way possible. It points at something and deletes it. Vahl gives the Triumph gives this unit +2 move, +1 advance, +1 charge if it needs it. The whole army has assault, And yeah, so they run up to something. They can move 17 inches if I need to with a miracle dice. I was gonna say minimum, but that's not right. Minimum, they can move 10 inches. Super duper good unit. It hunts tanks and other really hard targets very well and just puts them down, basically. They're not impossible to kill or anything, but they're not easy to kill. Usually return firepower to this will kill maybe 1 to 2, sometimes the third, but Vahl may usually live some return fire if somebody's really going hard on them, because you do have access to Armor of Contempt in this detachment. You have access to Armor of Contempt, you have access to Dev Wound Flamers, you have access to moving your vehicles up and getting guys out and shooting stuff. You have access to some cool things. Lethal hits in combat, I think, is one of them as well. You've got some cool stuff you can do here. Armor of Contempt on this unit makes it really fucking annoying to kill, especially when it's in cover and because it's a 4-up invuln and it has access to miracle dice, and sometimes it has access to 2. So it can just automatically pass 2 4-up invulns. It can get really annoying. If you don't kill it in one activation, Vahl becomes a separate unit, and then you can start putting miracle dice on Vahl. So, pretty cool. They are all taking multi-meltas. They all have the Paragon grenade launcher things, so a little strength 9 shot from that as well, D3 damage. It's fine, but they also have grenades, so they can just throw grenades at something, shoot 6 multi-meltas with +1 to hit, +1 to wound, plus her missiles, plus Fidelis, probably kill their target. If they don't, hopefully you didn't advance because they can't charge in that case, but if you didn't, you can charge the thing or just charge something else and just kill that as well. This unit is a goddamn monster, and I love it. So that's Vahl and her unit. We also then have 10 Seraphim. I do have them modeled as Melta pistols, but they're flamers. They're all hand flamers. We got 8 hand flamers in the squad, and then the Canoness with a jump pack. She also has a hand flamer, so that's 9 hand flamers. And then of course she's got Fire and Fury, which gives the whole unit +1 to their shots for flamer units, and then like sustain hits on everyone else. But yeah, the flamer's getting +1, pretty nutty because it's +9. So it's 9d6 plus 9 shots. She gives the unit access to a free strat, free -1 CP strat, which could be Dev Wound Flamers, which it is every time. This unit's ridiculous. It moves super fast because it can move and advance. It flies back behind cover after it shoots because it just flies up to the middle of the table, shoots something, goes back behind the wall, walls it out, or does whatever it needs to do. It's just nutty, dude. It can also rapid ingress for free if it needs to because of the Canoness. There's just a lot of really good stuff you can do with this unit. This unit is very, very good. It kills pretty much whatever it shoots at, whether it's heavy infantry, medium tanks. They can almost kill a medium tank like this. Not quite, but damn close to doing so, where you only need to put like something else into it to get rid of it. They'll just wipe units of infantry. They're just amazing. So the Seraphim squad is an auto take. I recommend everybody take one of those. This other unit here is going to be a Battle Sister squad of 10. They have the Palatine, and they also probably have the Magifier, who's back here somewhere, yeah. Flamer, Hand Flamer, Multi-Melta, Simulacrum, all that's the standard. But we have the Palatine, who has the Righteous Rage, I think that's the one. It's 10 points. She snorts a Miracle Dice, 1 to 3 Miracle Dice, and for each one she gets +1 attack and strength. So she can go up to Strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage. Every wound she does is a mortal wound in addition. She gives the unit lethal hits. Pretty nutty thing that she is. So she's crazy, and she kills like whole squads by herself in combat. She actually recently killed a Catan in combat after 3 rounds because getting through this unit is actually hard. So the Catan couldn't do it by itself. So the Magifier gives the unit a 2-up save and a 4-up invuln. With access to Armor of Contempt, this unit is annoying as fuck to deal with. It's all your 2 damage stuff that would normally kill Space Marines and stuff. It's the same math, so you're still trying to grind through it, but it's all 1 damage, so like, it's just hard to get through, and a lot of people don't have a ton of 1 damage shooting that can just efficiently deal with this unit. The 4-up invuln also just makes them annoying, because now you're shooting, damage 2 weapons at them. Your volume is probably less than it would be if they were just a bunch of 1 damage weapons. Got a 4-up invuln and Armor of Contempt, and just bouncing stuff off of it. Once they get into combat, the Palatine just goes nuts and kills something. Great unit, really, really good. Gets extra movement because of this lady, so it's just a really good unit. Highly recommend that you take one of these if you're playing the Bringers of Flame, because this unit is so funny, and it's kind of good at everything. You can use Miracle Dice to make its Melta pretty good. It's got 2 flamers in there, Strength 5-1, Strength 4-1. It's pretty nice to have. It's basically 10 bodies for the Palatine, and she just crushes stuff in combat. So it is actually a combat unit. And then your Magifier, she does have the, oh man, Manual of Saint something? Manual of Saint something. Griselda, maybe that's it. I had extra points, so at least in this build, so that's what I took on the Magifier. It's not good. You can combine 2 Miracle Dice together to make them a 6. Because I have Fire, Righteous Rage, whatever the hell it's called on her, so many words to remember, but because I have the enhancement on her, and she snorts so many Miracle Dice, she has to snort 4 to become real stupid, so I don't really like putting them together, but I had the extra points for it, so what are you going to do? So, the other unit that we have here is a kind of proxy. It is a squad of Novitiates, so they've got the Simulacrum as well, which the Simulacrum allows you to roll dice if they're on an objective at the start of your command phase. You roll the dice. On a 4-up, you get a Miracle Dice. So on a 1, 2, or 3, nothing happens, but on a 4-up, whatever that dice is, you get one. So that each unit has one. So, yeah. This unit also stickies an objective. I don't think I mentioned that, but that's what they do. Now, this squad, 2 Flamers, Simulacrum, Sergeant with, you know, Power Sword and Plasma Pistol or something like that. And then the rest just have combat weapons. They'll probably just end up taking the auto guns. I need to actually get this unit and get it painted as well. So it's a bunch of proxies and stuff right now, but that's fine for me and for you too. The last thing that we have in the army is going to be these ladies, or actually I think these are dudes, right? Pretty sure they're dudes. They're Arcoflagellants. We have 3 squads of 3. They're just little secondary units. They're 45 points apiece. They're not bad. 6-up invuln with a 5-up feeling of pain and 2 wounds. They move 7 inches. They're just nice to have. They can do little actions and stuff for you because there's not too many action units in this army. I mean, these can do some stuff early game. You know, maybe one of these units, the thing here, maybe if you don't need the ignores cover. But yeah, so these are in here to do actions. And in Pariah Nexus, you need to have a decent number of units like this, even more than you had to have in Leviathan. At least I've found. Because secondaries are hard to do, harder to do. So that's why those are in there. And they're actually not bad skirmishing units. So if they want to charge into something, they can actually do some damage to it. Had 3 of these guys kill the last 4 guys of an Immortal squad recently, in the same game where the Palatine had to go after a Catan. So they're not bad. One of them died in the process, but hey, they ran to the objective and kind of just slapped around after they had done some secondaries earlier on. Someone outside is driving fast. That's a loud thing. So I do apologize again for not having everything painted, but I really like making these list videos because I do have a bunch of models. They're just not all painted, so I'm trying my best to get everything painted. I'm getting my hammerheads painted for my Tau, so that'll be something you guys might see soon as well, maybe in a battle report or something. But slowly but surely, by the time 11th edition rolls around, everything will be fully painted. It'll be great. So I would like to know from the audience here, what would you guys change in this particular build? I was running a second Emulator, but I didn't have any of these secondary units, and it was just a mess. So I decided to drop it down to 1, because having the +2 AP is usually fine, or the +1 AP, but it's usually fine. And then having the ignores cover early on is usually better than having it later anyway, so it kind of is more impactful when I need it to be. Stuff dies. A lot of the other stuff's AP 4. Dev wounds, so yeah, I don't know if I need to have a second one again. I know some people that have been winning GTs, at least recently. I've had 2, but I don't think I need it. So let me know if that's a change that you guys would make or what you would do with this list. How would you change this? Would you take this unit? Would you drop them? Maybe the Novitiates, but I mean, they're in infiltrators. You gotta take them, I think, so. Probably people would take out these, and they would probably take out these, and then they would take another one of them. And then you can pop the Dominions into the second Emulator as well. But the way that I use them is that I put them into my backfield, and I just leave them there. That's it. Like this'll scout up, this'll break it in half and scout up and everything, but the second unit with the Simulacrum will just stay on my backfield, try to get me Miracle Dice every turn. This unit wants to move up and kill stuff. This unit infiltrates up and always dies before like turn 2. So they're just like always dead. Although the last game they didn't die. They actually lived for the whole game actually. There was still like 2 people left. This is deep striking where it's behind cover with the intention to advance really far near the Triumph. This is either going to be in reserve or deep striking. So what do you guys think about the list? I want to know if you would change anything, if you think it's good. I've had a lot of success with it so far. I really liked it. and I think I'm going to keep it the way it is. So let me know down below what you guys would do to my list, and if you liked this video, and of course if you did, thunderhammer that like button, baby. Subscribe to the channel, check out our other videos, leave a comment. Again, I said that I want already. Do all the stuff, and every time that we hit a new subscriber milestone, I'm doing giveaways. So if you guys want to be a part of our channel growing, do all the YouTube stuff. So thanks for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.